everyone. Thank you so much for joining us for Dance Blue 2024. We are so lucky to be able to host this year's marathon in one of Kentucky's most iconic locations, Rupp Arena. My name is Megan Ratliff, and I've had the honor of serving as the Family Relations Chair for Dance Blue 2024. Throughout the past year, have had the amazing opportunity of working alongside Dance Blue Clinic families and staff. Over the years, these families have allowed us the great honor of in a variety of ways, whether it be through clinic volunteering, our family parties, as a pen pal to their kids, or as a community that works together to foster moments of hope and joy. These families have taught us so much along the way, and it is a privilege to know them. They have taught us what strength in the face of adversity truly looks like, and remind us each and every day who we fight for and why we do what we do. Each of these families carry their own unique story, and we are incredibly grateful to have speakers with us tonight who are willing to share their journey. As we head into the final few hours of our 24-hour marathon, we refocus our attention to the heart of Dance Blue, our kids and our families. Cancer doesn't stop when the clock strikes 8. Which means that Dance Blue doesn't stop either. We will continue to fight alongside those who continue to fight, honor those who have fought and lost their battles, and celebrate those who have overcome their diagnosis. You have been standing for 22 hours. Now let's stand with these families in mind. It is my pleasure to introduce our first speakers of the night, Josh and Brandy Yates, parents of Reese and Lennon. Their daughter Lennon has been receiving treatment at the Dance Blue Clinic. Let's give them a warm welcome. In June 2022, Lennon was diagnosed with acute lymphoblastic leukemia after what we thought was a bout of constipation. So we decided to take her to the doctor where they did labs and x-rays. Once those came back, they were quick to rush us to the ER because they thought she had a tumor on her liver or her kidney. Upon arrival, they did additional labs and ultrasound, and they keep asking about her color and if she was always that pale. And we're like, yeah, she's always pale. She's a redhead. After what seemed to be days, they finally came in and told us the news that no parent wants to hear. They told us our daughter had cancer. We were immediately introduced to her primary care oncologist, and the following day, she went into detail about Lennon's treatment. Her exact words were, "We're going to hit the ground running and drag you along," and that's exactly what happened in the beginning. While in the hospital receiving her initial treatment, Lennon developed what many thought was type 1 diabetes. That's when Nurse Natalie learned Lennon math. Who knows how many carbs are in 2 bites of pizza, 7 goldfish, a salad, and 15 barbecue chips? Natalie does. Lennon was given more insulin and poked more times than any kid her age should have been. They were so sure that she had type 1 diabetes that they even had someone come in and talk to me about checking for insulin or checking her sugar and administering insulin at home. It turned out to just be a reaction to peg and steroids. Once her sugar started to trend down, we got to go home. She was so weak in the beginning that simple tasks like sitting in a chair or climbing up the steps were almost impossible for her. But she had the best caregiver in her sister Reese. As she got stronger and we got used to the weekly treatments, what wasn't a normal life for us became our norm. Lennon has been lucky and has only had to be hospitalized a few times. One of those being later on in treatment when she developed chemo-induced pancreatitis. That was probably the worst trip to the hospital for her. After this episode, it was decided by her doctor that we would forgo that specific chemo to prevent that from happening again. Even with everything she's been through, her spirit has never faded. She's funny, smart, quick-witted, and if you've met her once, you'll never forget her because she has a personality as big as they come. Before Lennon's diagnosis, we had no idea what Dance Blue was or what it all entailed. But to us, Dance Blue is not only doctors, nurses, clinic staff, and student volunteers, It's a community, a family, a shoulder to cry on, and someone to make you laugh when you're at your lowest lows. I know as a patient, Lennon has always been the first priority, but from the very first time that we brought Reese to the clinic with us, everyone has always made her feel equally as important and loved. The clinic staff have become my kids' favorite aunts and uncles. They know that every time they come, they're going to get everyone's undivided attention, from Reese, keeping everyone up to date on the coolest new trends, to Lennon, who they always know is going to want Play-Doh, the ice cream/coffee maker. She's going to want all the stickers. She's going to ask for 3 coins for her, Harper, and Reese. And they also know that no matter what, when she leaves there, she's going to give them a hug. When Kara came to me with the idea to let the girls have pen pals and ask if we wanted to adopt a family, I, of course, wanted to. I wanted to try to make a terrible situation as positive and fun as possible for my kids. Our first pen pals were Riley for Lennon and Kate for Reese. I'm sure it wasn't easy getting letters from Lennon. Oftentimes, she would color all over the paper, leaving little room to write, but Riley always replied back and even had a special place to keep her letters. Reese loved getting letters from Kate and getting to hang out with her at all the Danceville events. By the end of the marathon last year, she was referring to Kate and Megan as her besties. And even now, even though Kate is no longer her pen pal, she is always one of the first people to greet Reese and Lennon, and oftentimes get suckered into being one of their sidekicks for the day. We were adopted by Chi Omega, and our team captains were Olivia and Katie. This was the first year since COVID they were allowed to do things in person, and my girls loved getting to see them at all the Danceville events. We got to do a family outing, and they were always mailing the kids stuff and activities to do on special occasions, and they never once left Reese out. The first year of treatment was definitely the hardest, and we were limited in what we could do, and they completely understood. This year, things are a little bit different. Lennon doesn't have to attend clinic as much, and our family has more freedom to do things that we like to do. So whenever given this opportunity, we jumped at the chance. This year's Lennon's pen pal is sweet Katie Ann. Lennon absolutely loves getting letters from her and runs her to death at 95% of the events. Lennon's letters are a little bit better this year. I basically write down what she tells me, and if you know Lennon, you know that can literally be anything. Reese's pen pal this year is Kelsey. I cannot even begin to tell you how amazing she is, and her letters are so sweet and genuine. Erica told me one time that when they sort through the letters, they always love to read what Kelsey's written to Reese. Who wouldn't? She's the hype girl we all need. At the end of every letter, she ends it with, "You are beautiful, you are kind, and you are loved." And I can never thank her for being so sweet to my Reese. We were adopted by Chi Omega, and our team captains are Marcy and Cameron, and they are the sweetest souls ever. The girls love them. We've had a couple of family outings at the trampoline park. They came to the girls' Christmas program. We've been out to eat a few times, and we were lucky enough to get to go to the Chi Omega house, where we got to meet some of the amazing ladies out here dancing for Lennon tonight. They had so much fun there that they often asked when they can go back and stay at Cameron's house. And Reese has even asked when she gets to be a certain age if she can go stay there. And they always go above and beyond to make my kids feel special. But it isn't just the people that I've mentioned that make my kids feel special. Each and every person here today make all these kids feel like rock stars. You make them feel loved and accepted even though they have their differences. And there is no way that you can ever grasp what you mean to all of us and all of the Dance Blue kids. We will forever remember each and every one of you, and you will always be part of Lenny Lou's group.
You want to throw these out? You want to throw some?
Thank you again, Josh, Brandy, Reese, and Lennon, for sharing their family story tonight. We now have the opportunity to hear from Nikki Benton, a patient turned mini marathon dancer. Nikki proudly works alongside her peers to host the Scott County and Great Crossing High School mini marathon. Please give it up for Nikki.
Honored. Oh, is it on? This one? Okay. I am honored to be able to stand here in front of you all and tell you that I am a cancer survivor. I was in my sophomore year of high school when my whole life changed. During the summer, my legs started to hurt, and my family and I looked up my symptoms and laughed at all the worst-case scenarios for a simple throbbing in my thigh. We blew it off as growing pains, as anyone would when you were only 15. As the school year started, my legs started to hurt more frequently with slowly increasing pain until it became unbearable. I struggled to walk to my classes, and I stayed up all night, every night, waiting for even a second for the pain to go away so I could get some sleep. Finally, we decided to get it checked out, and I got an MRI, and my family and I sat on knees for 2 weeks. I had a cancerous tumor in my right femur, and I was diagnosed with Ewing sarcoma on the 27th of November in 2021. Being diagnosed with cancer was an outcome that my family didn't even consider. I was admitted into the hospital immediately to run more tests. My surgeon, Dr. O'Donnell, personally wheeled me straight to the Children's Hospital. My life became a whirlwind of hospital visits, chemotherapy, surgery, radiation, and more surgery. I spent a total of 47 days in the hospital for chemo, plus a couple extra weeks for when I got sick. Being confined in the hospital was the worst of it all. I was taken out of school, and I was no longer allowed in crowded spaces. I felt so alone, watching everyone else's lives continue through a window. Tired, sick, restless, and frustrated, this was my life. Shuffling card decks and endlessly scrolling on TikTok. When was the last time you ate or drank? Tell me if this hurts. Breathe in and out. Press the call button if you need me. These are the words I heard 1,000,000 times by 100 different people. It was the same thing over and over again. It was especially difficult during COVID-19. Everything was shut down. No visitors, no playroom, and barely any social engagement at all. Eventually, though, COVID regulations loosened and the playroom opened up and visitors were allowed in. And even though my age surpassed the intended audience for the hospital's playroom, I found myself there often, enjoying the company of anyone and everyone. I noticed how many young kids and even babies were on the oncology wing with me, and I spent a lot of time getting to know them and their families. 3 years ago, I crutched into the Dance Blue Clinic for the first time, with fear and anxiety grappling my family's mind and a ukulele strapped to my back. Little did I know that the clinic would quickly become my second home, thanks to all my compassionate nurses, doctors, and staff in and out of the clinic. Sydney, always ready with a reassuring hand to squeeze, even when I squeezed too hard sometimes. Miko and Justin, always ready to cheer me up with their uplifting spirits and humor. Bear with me through all the Emilys, there's a lot of them. Natalie and Emily, who turned my boring hospital stays into moments of joy with many games of Phase 10. Gabby, who was there for me to chat during my sleepless nights. Emily and Sydney, who stood by me when I decided it was time to shave off all my hair. Jordan and Emily, some of the select few who could actually stick my rolling veins on the first try. Many other nurses struggled. And Dr. Badgett, the one who created my treatment plan that got rid of 100% of the cancer in my leg. To all the dancers here today, know that your dedication and passion are making a difference in the lives of so many, including my own. Your fundraising efforts provide a crucial support that gives hope to patients and families facing this disease. Thank you, Dance Blue, for being a beacon of hope for me and countless others. Let's continue to dance, to stand, and to fight for the kids.
Thank you again to Nikki for joining us tonight. We are so thankful to have had the chance to hear her story. Our next speaker is Kim Coleman, mother of Liam Cheatwood, a former Dance Blue Clinic patient. Please give Kim a warm welcome.
Hey everybody, this is Liam, and he is just the sweetest, and he also has a temper, and yeah, all of the things. He's a typical little boy who just so happens to have Down syndrome. He had to have open heart surgery when he was 3 months old to repair 2 holes, and then at 2.5 years old he was diagnosed with B-cell leukemia. Our world came crashing down, or at least I thought. And then I had a whole Dance Blue Clinic rally around us. We have new family now. We've got all the doctors, the nurses, the cleaning staff, to the aides, to just people walking by in the hospital. And they're like, oh my goodness, is this Liam? And they had heard of him. Didn't know him, but when they saw him, they were like, oh, this must be Liam. And it is. You know, he's been through a lot. He is a true fighter. He is about 9 months out of treatment right now. And and he's doing really well. When it gets loud, he covers his eyes. Go figure. But that's the reason he wears the hat, is to help cover his ears, because he will not wear headphones. So we're working on that. But every year, my birthday is in September and his is in October. And instead of getting gifts that we don't need, we do toy drives for Dance Blue. We have done, thank you. We've done those for the last 2 years, and we will continue to do those, because every kid in there deserves a toy, and not just the kid going through the cancer, but their siblings, because, they need something too. Because the whole family is going through it, not just that child. The whole family does. So we fight every day. He goes to preschool, and of course he gets a little special treatment of, making sure everything's good for him there. But he's always going to get some special treatment from Mom. Can you say hi? Do you want to blow a kiss? Say. Thank you, guys.
We are so grateful for Kim for sharing Liam's story tonight. Continuing on in our Celebration of Life Hour, I would like to go ahead and welcome our fourth speaker of the night, Melanie Simpson, mother of Alex Simpson. She is here tonight to represent Alex in her experience with the Dance Blue Clinic. Let's welcome Melanie to the stage.
Hello. Born 9/9 of 1999, Alexandra Hudson Simpson was unique and special from day one. Yes, she was just a little bit older than all of you out here today. She passed away a little over a year ago, 3 months after she graduated from Dartmouth. She had a stroke the night before graduation, but she wouldn't let the ER doctors admit her because she was walking across that stage and getting her diploma. She had a cane and she made it happen. After all, she had been going through cancer treatment her senior year while in college, going to classes, because it was her goal to walk with her class of 2022. Well, today I don't want to focus on our loss. I want to talk about our attitude of gratitude. Because we had 7 amazing years with Alex in remission. It was a gift of time, thanks to all of our doctors, our nurses, the support staff at the Dance Blue Clinic, and at the Kentucky Children's Hospital. At age 13, Alex was diagnosed with a rare form of Ewing's-like sarcoma called 6-XOX4. She went through treatment. It quickly came back in her lung at age 14. Alex was all about quality of life and living, and then being treated for cancer. She lived life on her own terms, and in doing so, she showed grace, perseverance, and determination. Our girl had contagious energy, drive, and passion, and those qualities carried her through her journey. The Dance Blue nurses and the doctors, they also helped her navigate that journey with lots of twists and turns, but they let her live. She was a child actor, so they would schedule chemotherapy early so she could make it to her shows like Shrek and Grand Night for Singing. She signed up to go on a class trip out west. She wanted to go camping under the stars, right? Hiking, mountain climbing. So Dr. Wagner said, "Oh, okay, Alex, how can we make this happen?" She wanted to travel outside of the country. Dr. Bailiff said, "Okay, here is what we have to do to keep you healthy and get you home safely." I can vividly remember Dr. D'Orazio sitting bedside beside her, talking about Italian food and recipes and restaurants, because they were foodies together. I have a vision of Dr. Bailiff on the clinic floor negotiating with Alexandra Simpson about some music festival in Miami, Florida, and that child had a chest tube and she had nightly oxygen requirements, but she was going to go. So they organized Miami Children's to do the labs and the needed transfusions. With Dr. Wagner, God bless his heart, it was deal or no deal because she had that big long wish list, and he called her the great negotiator. Our nurses, Miko, Ann, Jordan, Wanda, Sarah, Barbara, Rachel, Claudia, and Stacy, many who are here today, were all so kind to tackle our determined warrior. And I honestly think they would stand back in the break room and flip a coin to see who would get saddled with us, because we were a little high maintenance. Christina Conley, her PA, and her tribe would fill the seats in the theater when Alex would take center stage. And they were not just her care team, they were her friends, and they were her greatest cheerleaders. We are grateful because of the loving support of our Dance Blue team, because Alex's cancer went into remission, and that was at age 15. So we got 7 wonderful years. She went to high school at Lafayette, Scapa, performed with friends. She went to football games, basketball games, got to go to the prom. She had dance recitals. She sang in the madrigal choir. She graduated in the top 10, went on to Dartmouth, and she would say, "Mama, tell them I had hair." That was after being bald for 5 years, so she had hair. She was a flyer for the cheer team, an octopus researcher, a camp leader for Camp Cassim that helped children whose parents were struggling with cancer. She ran a marathon to raise money for cancer research. She worked in a melanoma lab with Dr. DeRazio, learning about cancer. She was in a sorority, in a secret society, and she was going on to law school. Alex lived without fear, without regret. She set unimaginable goals. She took risk. And she spent every day fulfilling her dreams because she knew that there might not be a tomorrow. We traveled, we tried to show her the world just in case her cancer returned a 3rd time. Unfortunately, it did. November 21st, when she was 21, the news no young person nor a parent wants to receive: your cancer is back. Due to Alex's journey and determination to live, she was so committed to giving back to her medical team because they gave her a second chance at life. We pray that her gifts will help other pediatric patients, like the ones you've seen today, live long and healthy lives. And I am so as a parent, I am so proud of you young people, all of the effort, the love, the support, and the kindness that you are showing these families, these children, the doctors, the nurses, the support staff. It really does touch our hearts. Well, Alex would encourage you to be the architects of your own life. Build deep relationships with your family and God. Nail down the foundation for rich friendships. Pile on the positive energy. Turn the ordinary into extraordinary. And make the most of each and every day. And thank you all again for listening.
Thank you, Melanie, for sharing Alex's journey. We have all felt the tremendous impact of pediatric cancer in our community this week with the passing of Kate Coughlin. Kate, a sophomore here at UK, was involved in many things. She was a member of the UK dance team, a nursing student, and a member of Delta Delta Delta. Kate was an incredibly bright light on our campus. She can be described as loving, genuine, passionate, and kind to all. Kate fought so bravely this past year, battling a form of bone cancer. Her passing is heartbreaking, and we are reminded of why we unite today to take a stand against pediatric cancer. Please join me in a moment of silence to honor the life of Kate Coughlin, a joy to all who knew her. Thank you.
Hello, my old heart, how have you been? Are you still there inside my chest? I've been so worried, you've been so still, barely beating it all. Oh, don't leave me here alone. Don't tell me that we've grown for having loved a little while. Oh, I don't wanna be alone. I wanna find a home. I wanna share it with you. Hello, my old heart. It's been so long since I've given you away. And every day I add another stone to the walls I built around you to keep you safe. Oh, don't leave me here alone. Don't tell me that we've grown for having loved a little while. Oh, I don't wanna be alone. I wanna find a home. I wanna share it with you. Hello, my old heart, how have you been? How is it being locked away? Don't you worry, in there you're safe. And it's true, you'll never be, but you'll never break. Nothing lasts forever. Some things aren't meant to be, but you'll never find the answers till you set your old heart free. Until you set your old heart free. Hello, my old heart. Hello, my old heart. We made our way to a hill beside the sea. With salt in the air and sand on our feet. felt the sun as it burned upon our skin. These memories will stay with me. Now I'm far away. These memories still remain. Now I'm far away. You stay with me the same. I fell down, down, down to this dark and lonely hole. There was no one there to care about me anymore, and I needed a way to climb and grab a hold of the edge. You were sitting there, holding a rope, and we'll go up, 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 but I'll fly a little higher. Go up in the clouds because the view's a little nicer up here, my dear. It won't be long now. It won't be long now. And when we get back on land, but I'll never get my chance. Be ready to live, and it'll be ripped right out my hands. And maybe someday we'll take a little ride. Go up, 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 and everything will be just fine. We'll go up, 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 but I'll fly a little higher. Go up in the clouds because the view's a little nicer up here, my dear. It won't be long now. It won't be long now. If only I had a little bit more time. If only I had a little bit more time with you. We could go up, 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 and take that little ride. We'll sit there holding hands and everything will be just right. And maybe someday I'll see you again. We'll float up in the clouds and we'll never see the end. We'll go up, 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 but I'll fly a little higher. Go up in the clouds because the view's a little nicer up here, my dear. It won't be long now. It won't be long now.
Dance Blue works every day to honor the lives of those who are no longer with us. We want to say thank you to all of our families for allowing us the chance to remember and honor their kids or loved ones. This opportunity is not something that we take for granted, and we will continue to fight alongside you until the battle is won. A beautiful example of how we continue that fight comes from our final speaker of the hour, Jennifer Meinier. For those of you who haven't had the privilege of meeting or knowing Jennifer, I can say, without a doubt, that she continuously carries the magic that is Dance Blue with her wherever she goes. As the founder of Dance Blue and someone who continues to be heavily involved in the organization, her son Jared's legacy lives on through her and her work. Please welcome Jennifer Monier.
I'll need to take a big breath. A big breath. I'm not going to give you a long speech. I think the words that the families have shared have been extraordinary. And I think it gives you a little bit of a snapshot of the battles that are fought. The couple of the things I want to do, the first thing, I'm going to ask Amberly Isabella to come up, and I'll tell her story in just a second. But I want every single one of you, I wasn't going to do this, and I can't ugly cry on the Jumbotron. That's not going to work. Every single one of you. I'm sure when you walked in here, some of you wanted to know why you were doing this. What in the world? Thank you for believing. Thank you for wanting to help. Thank you for wanting to make a difference. Thank you to your families and your friends for wanting to help you in the support and in the fight. The stories I have heard the last few days from parents and friends of dancers and committee members and chairs, and it's incredible to think that this legacy for all of these children has brought you to this point and this moment in time, and people are saying, I'm coming back, I'm coming back. I can't turn away from Dance Blue. This is a family, and it's a force. It's a force to be reckoned with. And I am preaching to the choir here for sure, but a friend of mine just shared a quote with me from Albert Einstein, and it says, the best life lived is the one lived for others. And no truer words have been said. And Jarrett and these kids that you have met and the kids that you unfortunately didn't get a chance to meet, they all lived for other people. They looked out for each other. They take care of each other. They want to know about each other. And the message that is sent from that beauty is beyond compare. As we're thanking you for what is going on here, I'd like to introduce Amberly Isabella, who is one of the founders of Dance Blue, one of the brave students who came in 2006, along with Shelby Diener, who is here. I didn't know she was coming. And some of the others who helped found this organization and who trusted us, Susanna Denemy and I, and trusted others and each other, and they created this. And I want her to say a few words to you. Give her a chance.
I felt like the last time I was going to be on the stage was in 2007. I echo all of Jennifer's sentiments, and the only reason why I'm standing up here speaking to you is because she asked me to. And when Jennifer asks you to do something, you do it. I think there's a lot of people in this room who feel that way. And I can tell you, one of the most amazing things happens when you show up. I'm all about showing up. Because when you show up, you build trust. And when you build trust, you build a community. And when you can build a community, you can provide resources. Dance Blue is a community that provides fantastic, outstanding resources to the folks who need it most. To these beautiful children and families who invite us into their lives during one of the most challenging moments They allow us the privilege. And what is so amazing is that when you show up, magic happens. So my challenge to all of you is to please, long after you graduate, please consider and challenge yourself to show up in any way that you can, whether it is physically, emotionally, or financially. Please show up. Because when you show up, magic happens, and you are all a testament to that. So thank you for showing up, and thank you again to our beautiful families and our children and the doctors and all the nurses and staff. So thank you, and thank you, Jennifer, for just being the reason why I continue to show up after 18 years. So thank you all.